Happy Thursday, beautiful people. Boy, time is flying, ain't it? Avia, greetings, my beautiful rising. Tabitha, shalom, shalom, sis. And all the OSP family. Beautiful people hanging out here in the background already. I know people still making their way to the place where we gather. Freeborn peas, what's going on? Okay. Take my hey girl, hey. All right, beautiful people, let's get started. Today it is February the 16th, 2023, Thursday, day 335 of year 4 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 4-year consecutive day count, it is day 1,354. These are all the consecutive days, with the exception of, the Sabbath and the time that I had to take off to rest my body, right? We started November 2018 doing this together, live, rather. But these are the consecutive days that we've been going, meeting together live, growing together. Today, we are starting in the book of Essene, son of Jehovah, and the Romance of the Red Star. It is called The Cycle of Essene, and that starts on page 45 in Romance of the Red Star, but in Big Blue, it is page 42. And once we get done here, we'll probably read about 2 chapters. 2 chapters. Then, I think I'm going to stick with 2 chapters today here in the book of Essene, even if we finish before our 30-minute mark. We're just going to read 2 chapters, and then we are starting the Essene Gospel of Peace. If you don't have this, get a copy of it. Get a copy of it. Get a copy of it. And they also have I got like 2 of them. Thank you, Jamia. It was somebody else yesterday, day before yesterday, that also mentioned this. I was like, yeah, I got a copy of it already, sis. But this one right here is the same thing. But in here, this is the Essene Humane, the Essene Humane Gospel of, it has Jesus Christ, but it crossed out Jesus Christ and put Yeshua, including the Essene's Gospel of Peace. This is thicker than this. I haven't gone through this all the way, but I know this includes all of this. And I'm not sure what else extra, but hold on, let me see. 270 return. I think it's, oh yeah, it adds some extra stuff in the beginning. That's different from, wait, is it? Yeah, because I don't see this part 1 in this. Yeah, so I guess you can get this too. This, like the birth of John the Baptist, the prophecy of the earth being transformed into an epic paradise, the birth of Yeshua in the cave, Yeshua sets free the captive birds. I don't know, that's interesting. But I haven't opened this up yet to see, but it includes this. But, hey, if you can afford it, just get both of them. Good references, right? When we starting this today, let me put this back. Audrey, hey sis, auntie. Belinda Brown, hey girl, hey. BC, shalom. Elijah, shalom, shalom. And everybody else here already hanging out in the background in both places, Facebook and YouTube. Top of the day to you. All right, beautiful people, so let's get started. Oh, what was it? See, I started this little thing, right? When I first cracked my eyes, even before I start my music and stuff or do anything else, I try and freshly, instead of doing it while I'm in the shower, but before I even get out the bed down, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be able to flow with my 2 different praises and adoration. It's gonna be fresh every morning. Darn it, I had it. And they both got to do with love. Hold on. Just as a backup, I always write it down. Let me look. Right. Father, we thank you that you are the one whom our soul loves, right? And I put on my love earrings today, too, just to remember that both of them that I got is about love. All right, y'all. But anyway, let me get started. Let me pull this back up. Okay. Dawn, what's good, sis? Uncle JB. Shalom. All right, y'all. Cycle of a Song. Page 45 in Romance of the Red Star and 42 in Big Blue. Chapter 1. When God of earth and heaven and his lords had lost their heavenly dominions, the swift messengers bore the report to Jehovah's kingdoms in Ethera. Earth had passed the Aegean eddies at Shrapa in the Etherian roadway High Balk Yiv, and was heading for the eastern field of Anacron, having entered the Dan-Han arches of the Hativi, where lay the great kingdoms of the Orion chief Hawi, with his millions of gods and goddesses and high-raised Etherians. Before Hawi came the swift messengers, fresh from the heavens of earth, with their pitiful tales of woe that had befallen the inhabitants thereof. Let me read that again. Before Hawi came the swift messengers, fresh from the heavens of the earth, with their pitiful tales of woe that had befallen the inhabitants thereof. Hawi said, I behold the red star, earth, O Jehovah. I have heard the tale of horror. What shall be done, O Father? Then spake Jehovah, saying, Call thy tributary chief, Ashong. Let him hear the will of Jehovah. Then sent Hawi for Ashong, who had dominion over the fields of Anacron and Ethera, through which lay the roadway where earth was to travel for 3,000 years. And when Ashong came before the holy council of Hawi's million gods and goddesses, the all-light fell upon the throne like a sun, and the voice of the Creator spake in the midst of the light, saying, Behold, the red star, earth, she entereth the fields of Anacron. She is dripping wet and cold in the Aegean eddies. Her gods and lords are powerless in the spell of darkness. Go thou, my son Ashong, and deliver earth and her heavens. For behold, I will bring them to thy door. Then spake Ashong, saying, Thy will be done, O Jehovah. Though I have been long honored in Ethera, with many Etherian worlds to command, I have not as yet redeemed one corporal world in her heaven from a time of darkness. Jehovah said, Go then, my son, to the laboring earth and deliver her. But first appoint thou a successor for Anacron. Then Hawi, who was older than the red star, who had seen many corporal worlds created, had seen them run their course and then disappear, said to Ashong, Send thou to Wan and Hithigat in Ethera, and get the history of the earth and her heaven, and obtain also an account of her harvest of brides and bridegrooms to Jehovah. And thou shalt call from my realms as many million Etherian angels as thy labor may require, and with them proceed to earth. And thou shalt have a line of swift messengers established betwixt this place and thine, and by the power of Jehovah I will answer thy prayers in whatsoever thou shalt need. Ashong went back to Anacron, his Etherian kingdom, and before his holy council made known Jehovah's will. And with him, hold on. My eyes skipped a line. And he called for 60 million volunteers to go with him, and they came, some from Johan, some from Tessing, some from Arath, some from Ganlu, and from various other places in Anacron. So Ashong raised up a successor to Jehovah's throne in Anacron, and he was installed and crowned according to the discipline of the Etherian heavens. And Ashong sent swift messengers into the former roadway of earth to obtain its history, its harvest of brides and bridegrooms. Thus Ashong, well skilled in the course and behavior of worlds, gathered together his millions of angels, trained in artist enterprise. Quickly they framed and equipped an Orion portagon and illuminated it with firelights. Jehovah's voice spake to Ashong, saying, For 3 days and nights stand thou in the firmament, that man on earth and in atmosphere may behold the power and majesty of my chosen in heaven. Ashong and his host embarked and sped forth, and they halted close above Chinvat, so near that the down-hanging curtains of Etherian fire almost touched the moon. Here they remained, that mortals and angels belonging to earth might behold and fear. For so Jehovah had made man that unusual sights make him weak and trembling, and thus change his behavior. And I believe that's the big reason why they be spraying our skies. They don't want the pandemonium going on here on earth. I saw this, well, I think it was somebody, I forget who it was. Somebody in the Creator Gang group shared this little short video about this woman who had took a picture of the clouds. It was like a dark cloud. Not dark, but you know how it's overcast. It was like a dark gray, like that kind of like overcast. And she changed the lighting in it. And it looked like the more she changed the light, it kind of like filtered out the real clouds. But this one dark cloud in the sky that like didn't move amongst all the other little moving clouds. It looked like it was a ship, right? With a bunch of window compartments and lights and stuff. And I was like, this is interesting. I wonder if it's Photoshop, because nowadays it's like everybody blame everything on Photoshop. But I don't think all the time things are Photoshop today, because I think because of the time where we're at with the unveiling of a lot of technology, it's easy for the unseen world to blend in, and everybody just blame it on Photoshop, right? But some of the stuff I think that we see is absolutely real. But Photoshop has become like a pacifier to those who just, you know, I'm not saying believe everything, because it is a lot of shenanigans out there too. But some things I think there is a lot of truth to, right? Because there's no reason why you should be spraying the skies, creating your own clouds, covering up stuff, right? It really, you know, I mean, I get it. Sunburn and some of the other reasons, skin cancer and all of this, and I get some of that stuff, but I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. That's just me. Oh, correction. Look, correction from yesterday. Remember I told you about this has nothing to do with this today, but the story who was talking about that happened a few years ago, 2017, that came out about the guy who got cremated. Okay, so since I heard it, I hadn't looked at it anymore, but apparently since then the story has been debunked. That's why I didn't share it. I went looking, and there is really only one news clipping that still kind of shows like the original post. It's in, I think it happened in Michigan, and also there's another story that kind of in Texas somewhere is almost like the same thing. But everything that I saw, with the exception of that one, it was like, because every state has their own ABC, like ABC Milwaukee or something like that, right? It was still one left up there, like with the original story that hadn't been updated. But everything else that you find is like a debunking. This never happened. The mayor came out and said this never happened. The morgue said, we're sorry that such a hoax has ever been played. We don't know why people don't have better things to do with their time. You know, so that's why I didn't post it yesterday. I was like, I figure I'll just tell y'all. So I told you I had a lot of questions about it. It could have been a hoax, right? It could have been, but then again, I don't know. I don't know, but I just remembered it from what we was talking about when we were reading the end of Field Guide to the Spirit World. Nazarene is saying, shalom, shalom. BC, you're right. That is a big thing too. BC said it's also the chemtrails and the created clouds. I was looking for the artificial clouds. He said it's also blocking the sun, which is information. The sun is information to our physical bodies. Matter of fact, we gonna get into that in this. So let me hurry up. Let me get back to reading this so we can finish, so we can get into that. All right, y'all. Ashong and his host embarked and sped forth, and they halted close above Chinvat, so near that the down-hanging curtains of Etherian fire almost touched the moon. Here they remained, that mortals and angels belonging to earth might behold and fear. For so Jehovah made man that unusual sights make him weak and trembling, and thus change his behavior. Lashong said, on the fourth day, O Jehovah, I will cross Chinvant. On the fifth, descend toward the earth. Bring me, O Father, thy messengers from the lower heaven. I will converse with them. Jehovah sent the angels of the lower heaven up to Lashong, disheartened that they came to know Jehovah's will. Lashong said unto them, Jehovah's hosts are come from Ethera to redeem these fallen heavens and teach man on earth. It is our labor to come in love and It is our labor to come in love to the helpless and teach them how to sing Jehovah's praise. Then the swift messengers answered, in the all persons boundless love, find thou recompense for thy holy words, most honored God. Down in darkness, long and earnestly, have the lords of earth labored conjointly with heaven's God, whose kingdom fell. Alas, our God, who ministered over the lower heaven, is crushed and humiliated. The enemies of high heaven, exulting in their spoil of Jehovah's kingdom and his name, mock us, saying, where now is Jehovah? Whence cometh the higher light, O ye faithless and in all person? But now thy ship of Etherian fire maketh the sons and daughters of the earth and her heavens to look up and tremble. And when thy light appeared, we made all haste in hope of succor. Our souls are more than filled with thankfulness. And in Jehovah's name, we will back and employ 1,000,000 trumpeters to proclaim around the earth and heaven, Jehovah is come. After due salutation, the swift messengers departed, and Lashong made all things in readiness for his descent when the proper time should arrive. Next chapter. Chapter 2. Where we at? 18 minutes, yeah. We're going to pause after chapter 2. Jehovah spake to Lashong, saying, on the evening of the third day shalt thou move thy Etherian ship toward the earth. And when thou hast arrived within an Araphon, thou shalt halt for another 3 days, that thy magnificence may all the men and angels of earth with the power and glory of my emancipated sons and daughters. Lashong proceeded as commanded, and the magnificence of the scene overcame the stubbornness of men on earth and angels in atmosphere. The angels in atmosphere who had said, ain't nobody higher than us. Get in here and do as thou wilt when you turn your body back over to the dirt. All right? Everybody like, oh, shoot. Maybe it is something more than us. Lashong proceeded as commanded, and the magnificence of the scene overcame the stubbornness of men on earth and angels in atmosphere. Again, Jehovah said, proceed thou, my son, and when thou art within half the breadth of earth, halt once more, and make there a plateau, and therein shalt thou remain during the time of dawn, which shall be 7 years and 6 days. This then shall be the rule, that from this time forth my Etherian host shall not remain in atmosphere more than 8 years at any one time, and the time shall be called the first dawn of Dan. And the next succeeding shall be called the second dawn of Dan, and so on, as long as the earth bringeth forth. Lashong proceeded again and moved to within 4,000 miles of the earth. Jehovah said, thy place shall be a distance away from the earth, that thy dominion be not disturbed by the confusion of the fallen angels thereof. So also, as many as thou shalt redeem away from the earth and from mortal contact, the distance of thy kingdom will prevent them from returning. Lashong perceived, and he proclaimed what Jehovah had spoken to him. And the host came out, and the host, came out. Okay, that's why it didn't make sense. And the host cast out fastenings to the plateau, that the kingdom together with the Etherian sea of fire might rotate with the earth and its atmosphere. Jehovah said, make strong the foundation of thy place, and erect 10,000 pillars of fire around about, and in every direction provide roadways and mansions, and in the midst thou shalt build a house of counsel, wherein shall sit thy host of dominion during dawn. Ashong built the place as commanded by Jehovah, and when it was finished, Jehovah said, thou shalt call the place Yeshua, because it is a place of salvation. Right? So here, Yeshua, the actual name Yeshua, is a place of salvation, like a place of R&R, rest and relaxation when you leave from here. That's where the angels go. The angels go to Yeshua. They go to salvation. They go to get a little R&R. Tag team, your turn. Go ahead. Them regents, they getting more rowdy by the day. I need a break. That's where the angels go. The angels go to Yeshua. Oh, Father, thank you for salvation. Ashong built the place as commanded by Jehovah, and when it was finished, Jehovah said, thou shalt call the place Yeshua, because it is a place of salvation. Choose now thy counsel, my son, and also thy sub-officers, and when thou hast completed the list, leave in Yeshua the sub-officers that preceded thou, and thy counsel of 1,000,000 men and women with thee, down to the earth and heaven thereof, and cast thine eyes upon the inhabitants, for they are in distress. And when thou hast come to the place of my lords and my God, deliver them and bring them to Yeshua, for they need rest. And as many Ehims in heaven as are capable, bring thou also away with thee, and give them into the care of thy people. Ashong did as commanded, first selecting his officers. Then he and his host proceeded to the earth as had been commanded. Now, I promise you you can't make this up, because I had no clue. I did not even remember that the place of salvation called Yeshua was actually going to be in our reading today, the very day that we began the Essene Gospel of Peace, right? Amazing. All right. So let's get into it. Y'all tell I'm super excited about this. Look, I ain't been excited about nothing that had the name of Jesus in it, and I say almost 5 years, about 5 years now. Look, okay, and I ain't even gonna change the name, so don't be triggered, y'all. I'm gonna just read the book like it is, okay? Mom, shalom. Did I say hey to you? Mom, hey girl, hey, and everybody else that came in, hanging out in the background. All right, y'all. The Essene Gospel of Peace. It is this is the complete 4 books in 1 volume, and the gentleman who translated this is Edmund Bordeaux Sesky. I probably messed up the last name. I'm trying to remember how I heard it pronounced, but anyway, that's him. Okay. Quote, the spirits of truth and falsehood struggle within the heart of man. Truth born out of the spring of light, falsehood from the well of darkness, and according as a man inherits truth, so will he avoid darkness. And that, end quote, that is from the Manual of Discipline of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Right at the beginning, right? Forward. Nearly 2,000 years have passed since the Son of Man taught the way, the truth, and the life to mankind. He brought health to the sick, wisdom to the ignorant, and happiness to those in misery. His words became half forgotten and were not collected till some generations after they were uttered. They have been misunderstood, wrongly annotated, hundreds of times rewritten, and hundreds of times transformed. Yet they have nevertheless survived almost 2,000 years. Now, let me tell you something. If you haven't read through this at all or listened to it, right? When we read through this, you're going to remember, especially if you were a lover of the New Testament, right, and decided to put it away. Now, just go get it from a trash can for a moment, right? You just bear with me. Put it back on the table. Put it back on the table and listen to the half-cocked stories and half-cocked parables that we find in the New Testament, listen to them in their entirety as they're given here. I'm like, oh my God. Why wouldn't they include all of this, right? Then I would have gone a little bit more easy on Jesus when I started waking up. Okay, listen. Okay. His words became half forgotten, and they were not collected till some generations after they were uttered. They have been misunderstood, wrongly annotated, hundreds of times rewritten, and hundreds of times transformed. Yet they have nevertheless survived almost 2,000 years. Communicator, shalom, shalom. Right? Jamil, let me read Jamil's comment. I never liked the idea of Jesus my whole life until I read the Essene Gospel of Peace and the Humane Gospel of Yeshua this past summer. Laugh out loud, right? It just give you, it's a whole different perspective. It's like it's a deeper, it's more rich. It's like your spirit bearers witness to the full truth. It's like it's substance here, right? I'm just like, it amazes me. BC, I keep saying I'm gonna read the Bible again with a new lens. I know it's crazy. It's not crazy. It's not crazy, because I would still put it on. Like, seriously, based on all that I learned now, I still listen to it and I get new insights. But now when I listen to it, especially going through the Old Testament, now that I know that the God that Israel is worshiping is like literally a Lord, someone of lower rank under true God, right, who has defected from Creator, like literally doing their own thing, have led a whole nation of people astray who really believe that they're on the right path. Like, walking through it now with that type of understanding, it's still amazing. They were really good at what they did, how they ran that plan, and Israel, they were able to turn a whole nation of people. Israel's God was able to brainwash them in such a way that they thought slaughtering innocents was okay, right? Now you got to give the God of Israel his props to fool an entire nation and the entire priesthood to believe that the wickedness they did was truly righteous, right? I'm just like, I guess to give you your props for that, but y'all all still wrong. And what y'all doing is absolutely against true Creator's laws of life, right? Okay, let's get back to this. Hold on. Freeborn said, as the voice came to Zarathustra, all pure, right? Okay, listen. Catch my breath. His words became half forgotten and were not collected till some generations after they were uttered. They have been misunderstood, wrongly annotated, hundreds of times rewritten, and hundreds of times transformed, and yet have nevertheless survived almost 2,000 years. And though his words, as we have them today in the New Testament, have been terribly mutilated and deformed, they have nevertheless conquered half of humanity and the whole of civilization of the West. This fact proves the eternal validity of the Master's words and their supreme and incomparable value. And let me just still put this out here. And even though he spoke them, it's truth from true Creator. Not his truth. He walked in the truth, but those weren't his words. It's what he learned from Creator as he passed it on to brothers and sisters when he walked the earth, right? Okay. The content of this book represents only about a third of the complete manuscripts in which exist in Aramaic in the archives of the Vatican and in Old Slavonic in the Royal Archives of the Habsburgs, now the property of the Austrian government. So this is not even everything. It's like one third? One third. So it's more amazing stuff. More amazing than this, right? I'm just like, where the translators? You know how far down in time we are? Why haven't y'all translated this yet, right? Look. The content of this book represents only about a third of the complete manuscripts which exist in Aramaic in the archives of the Vatican and in Old Slavonic in the Royal Archives of the Habsburgs, now in the property of the Austrian government. We owe the existence of these two We owe the existence of these two versions to the Nestorian priests who, under pressure of the advancing hordes of Genghis Khan, were forced to flee from the east towards the west, bearing all their ancient scriptures and icons with them. The ancient Aramaic texts date from the 3rd century after Christ, while the Old Slavonic version is a literal translation of the former. Exactly how these texts traveled from Palestine to the interior of Asia into the hands of the Nestorian priests, archaeology is not yet able to reconstruct for us. We have nothing to add to this text. It speaks for itself. The reader who studies the pages that follow with concentration will feel the eternal validity and the powerful evidence of these profound truths which mankind needs today more urgently than ever before. Quote, and the truth shall bear witness of itself, end quote. London, 1937, Edmond Bordeaux says his last name. Okay. They sent out healers, and one of these was Jesus, the Essene. He walked among the sick and the troubled, and he brought them the knowledge they needed to cure themselves. Pay attention, y'all. Look. They sent out healers, and one of these was Jesus, the Essene. He walked among the sick and the troubled, and he brought them the knowledge they needed to cure themselves. Some who followed him wrote down what passed between him and those who suffered and were heavy laden. The elders of the brotherhood made poetry of the words and made unforgettable the story of the healer of men, the good shepherd. And when the time came at last for the brothers to leave the desert and go to another place, the scrolls stayed behind as buried sentinels, as forgotten guardians of eternal and living truth. The dark age began, a time of savagery, of barbarism, of book burning, of superstition and worship of empty idols. The gentle Jesus was lost forever in the image of a crucified God. The Essene brothers hid their teachings in the minds of a few who could preserve them. Hold on, let me read again. Excuse me. The gentle Jesus was lost forever in the image of a crucified God. The Essene brothers hid their teachings in the minds of a few who could preserve them for their descendants, and the scrolls of healing lay neglected beneath the shifting shadows of the desert. The Discovery of the Essene Gospel of Peace by Edmond Bordeaux Sezki. I'm sorry, messed up the name. Table of Contents, Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and Book 4. Book 1 is the Essene Gospel of Peace. Book 2 is the Unknown Books of the Essenes. Book 3, Lost Scroll of the Essene Brotherhood. And Book 4, The Teachings of the Elect. Let me get some water, because halfway through my talking, my lungs always decide they want to start clearing out because I've been talking. I told y'all I don't talk that much. If I talked a lot, I'd probably be already like back to the truth, like 100, but I really don't do much talking during the day. It's just here. I'll be quiet and working. Okay. The Essene Gospel of Peace. And then many sick and maimed came to Jesus, asking him, if you know all things, tell us, why do we suffer with these grievous plagues? Why are we not whole like other men? Master, heal us that we too may be made strong and need abide no longer in our misery. We know that you have it in your power to heal all manner of disease. Free us from Satan and from all his great afflictions. Master, have compassion on us. And Jesus answered, happy are you that hunger for the truth, for I will satisfy you with the bread of wisdom. Happy are you that you knock, for I will open to you the door of life. Happy are you that you would cast off the power of Satan, for I will lead you into the kingdom of our mother's angels, where the power of Satan cannot enter. Don't let that throw you off. If you were here a few weeks ago, when we kind of talked about this, we explained who the mother truly is, right? The mother, you hear people say Mother Earth, but now when I hear it, and when you hear me say Mother Earth, I have a completely different understanding, right? Remember, our body, we get from our mother, right? Which is the earth, right? Which is why when we cross that veil from this physical to the spiritual, born fully in spirit, we give our body back to our mother, which is the earth, the dirt, and then we're fully born in spirit, right? We're fully born in spirit. So anything referring to the mother and the mother's healing power is everything that this earth produces to nourish the flesh that we have. Just like a mother's body nourishes her newborn babe, like from her body, this is what the earth does for us, which is why when we eat plant-based whole foods, it begins to reverse all disease. And this is what Jesus taught. I'm going to just use, while we're reading this, I'm going to just use it, right? Don't be triggered, because I ain't going to change his name to Hebrew and say Yeshua, Yeshaya, Yahweh Shai. I'm going to just say Jesus. Okay? Right? Because it might bring in some of our Christian brethren and sisters. I'm going to use some titles that's going to hopefully grab some of the Christians, right? Because if we can't grab them to read through a waspy to see further truth, at least this can be a starter point. And it's an amazing starting point, right? Because it still uses the name Jesus. They're not offended by it. And it's like, oh, what's that? Right? It's like that. It's like that middle point. It's like our point of reference that we can both agree on, right? Okay. So as long as we understand this, right? Okay. Don't crucify me. Okay, listen. So that's what the mother is. This you're gonna see. Let me keep reading. Happy are you that you would cast off the power of Satan, for I will lead you into the kingdom of our mother's angels, where the power of Satan cannot enter. And they asked him in amazement, who is our mother, and which is her angels, and where is her kingdom? Which we kind of see this question asked half cocked in the New Testament, right? Listen, your mother is in you, and you in her. She bore you. She gives you life. It was she who gave to you your body, and to her shall you one day give it back again. Happy are you when you come to know her and her kingdom, if you receive your mother's angels, and if you do her laws. I tell you truly, he who does these things shall never see disease, right? Think about it. Learn about your mother, the plant-based, the herbs of the field, how they heal, how they restore. Great spirit, shalom. You gonna say Jeebus Tickbus? Look, right? You learn about her. You start getting like, okay. Well, I did stop eating meat and I felt a little bit better, right? Look, like my cousin, I was hanging out with him for the most of the day yesterday. We just kind of got onto it, talking about plant-based and everything. And he said he remembered when he went to go stay like that week with my uncle, who was whole family, whole house is plant-based. You won't find nothing, any kind of flesh food in the house. But he stayed with them for a week and he didn't eat any meat. And he noticed, he said, Pam, he said, I did. I really felt better. He said, and even when I went back home for that next 2 weeks, I still didn't eat meat. He said, I did. He said, I felt clear. He said, my body felt better. He said, but then my girl, she cooked my favorite steak about 2 weeks of me being back home. He said, and I said, I was just going to taste a little piece of it. He said, but I've been tasting little pieces of meat ever since. I was like, boy, you crazy. He said, but I am. He said, I still really don't eat a lot of it. He said, but I be thinking about it. He said, I felt my best when I wasn't eating meat. He said, I think I'm going to go back to it. I think I am. He said, I'm going to start weaning myself back. I was like, go ahead, cuz. I said, let me know how it's going. I did, Mom. I did, which was crazy, right? Look, because this was when we was talking about the naked frozen cup lady. I hadn't seen my cousin, I hadn't talked to him in about almost 2 years, right? But I kid you not, the day I talked about him up here, I talked to him an hour later, right? And we hung out yesterday. We went up to Richmond and everything, so. But yeah, that was crazy, right? Look, okay. Let me go back here. Okay, and they asked him in amazement, who is our mother and which her angels? Where is her kingdom? Your mother is in you, and you in her. She bore you, she gives you life. It was she who gave to you your body, and to her shall you one day give it back again. Happy are you when you come to know her and her kingdom, if you receive your mother's angels, and if you do her laws. I tell you truly, he who does these things shall never see disease. For the power of our mother is above all, and it destroys Satan and his kingdom and has rule over all your bodies and all living things. The blood which runs in us is born of the blood of our earthly mother. Her blood falls from the clouds, leaps up from the womb of the earth, babbles in the brooks of the mountains, flows wide in the rivers of the plains, sleeps in the lakes, rages mightily in the tempestuous seas. The air which we breathe is born of the breath of our earthly mother. Her breath is azure in the heights of the heavens, soars in the tops of the mountains, whispers in the leaves of the forest, billows over the cornfields, slumbers in the deep valleys, burns hot in the desert. The hardness of our bones is born of the bones of our earthly mother, of the rocks and of the stones. They stand naked to the heavens on the tops of the mountains, are as giants that lie sleeping on the sides of the mountains, as idols set in the desert and are hidden in the deepness of the earth. The tenderness of our flesh is born of the flesh of our earthly mother, whose flesh waxes yellow and red in the fruits of the trees and nurtures us in the furrows of the fields. Our bowels are born of the bowels of our earthly mother and are hid from our eyes like the invisible depths of the earth. The light of our eyes, the hearing of our ears, both are born of colors and sounds of our earthly mother, which enclose us about as the waves of the sea, a fish, as the eddying air, a bird. I tell you in very truth, man is the son of the earthly mother, and from her did the Son of Man receive his whole body, even as the body of the newborn babe is born of the womb of his mother. I tell you truly, you are one with the earthly mother. She is in you, and you in her. Of her were you born, in her do you live, and to her shall you return again. Keep therefore her laws, for none can live long, neither be happy, but he who honors his earthly mother and does her laws. For your breath is her breath. Your blood is her blood, her blood. Your bone, her bone. Your flesh, her flesh. Your bowels, her bowels. Your eyes and your ears are her eyes and ears. Listen, I tell you truly, should you fail to keep but one only of all these laws, should you harm but one only of all your body's members, you shall be utterly lost in your grievous sickness, and there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, right? People thinking of weeping and gnashing of teeth, you being cast into hell. No, my G, you weeping and gnashing your teeth here on the earth because you violated the laws of life, and your body is showing it, right? Remember, the laws of life are written in the book of our body, right? Y'all thinking invisible records are being written about you, right? But what you're doing is being written in your body, and everybody can see it. Not just the Father. You can go stand before him, but look, I did it. But your body is saying otherwise. Your body is screaming out, yes, you did. Yes, you did. They quit being foolish. But seriously, right? Our body's telling us. Look. Okay, get serious, Pamela. I tell you, unless you follow the laws of your mother, you can in no wise escape death. And he who clings to the laws of his mother, to him shall his mother cling also. She shall heal all his plagues, and he shall never become sick. She gives him long life and protects him from all afflictions, from fire, from water, from the bite of venomous serpents. For your mother bore you, keeps life with, for your mother bore you, keeps life within you. She has given you her body, and none but she heals you. Happy is he who loves his mother and lies quietly in her bosom. For your mother loves you, even when you turn away from her. How much more shall she love you if you turn to her again? I tell you truly, very great is her love, greater than the greatest of mountains, deeper than the deepest seas. And those who love their mother, she never deserts them. As the hen protects her chickens, as the lioness her cubs, as the mother her newborn babe, so does the earthly mother protect the Son of Man from all danger and from all evils. It is, Dawn, isn't it? Look, Kurt is so beautiful. Right, yo, crazy how the Trinity are all males from a biblical perspective. We told y'all, we all know the God of the Bible's on shenanigans. We know now it's not true creator speaking, although they use some of his words in bits and pieces to try to bump up their own credentials for you to worship them instead of looking directly back to the Father, right? But still, it's enough truth in there in bits and pieces that if you read it enough, it should grab a hold of your soul down deep in your shanana and help you navigate your way out of the foolishness like it did all of us here today, right? Look. That's why I say, don't throw it away. It's still good. Put it back on the table. Well, us, we've grown past that. It's like pre-K puzzles to us now. But still, it's needful for us to help our brethren and sistren. Okay. Hold on. As the hen protects her chickens, as the lioness her cubs, as the mother her newborn babe, so does the earthly mother protect the Son of Man from all dangers and from evils. For I tell you truly, evils and dangers innumerable lie in wait for the sons of men. Beelzebub, the prince of all devils, the source of every evil, lies in wait in the body of all the sons of men. Isn't that even what Oasby says? And a couple other books, even in the Egyptology and stuff, right? Set, which has been changed to Satan, right? It's the lower nature, everything in you that wants to go away from the light, like indulge in everything, do as thou wilt. That's Satan, and it resides in the bowels of all the sons of men. Listen to this. It's so good, y'all. For I tell you truly, evils and dangers innumerable lie in wait for the sons of men. Beelzebub, the prince of all devils, the source of every evil, lies in wait in the body of all the sons of men. He is death, the Lord of every plague, and taking upon him a pleasing raiment, he tempts and entices the sons of men. Riches does he promise, and power, and splendid palaces, and garments of gold and silver, and a multitude of servants. All these he promises renown and glory, fornication and lustfulness, gluttony and wine-bibbing, riotous living and slothfulness and idle days. And he entices everyone by that to which their heart is most inclined, right? So depending on what you're most inclined to do, some of your high ideals and stuff, whatever it is, that's why everybody have different vices, right? He looking for that peace in you that he can touch, right? And so you got people addicted to drugs. We found something there. Drive that home, right? Some people have sex addictions, which drive that home. Some people have eating addictions. Touch that right there inside of her, deep down in her shanana. Let's get it, fam. You know, and then you have people opposite anorexia. Whatever it is that you struggle with the most, that's what Satan, the lower nature, all of the darkness that reigns in you, that's what wants to take over. It's going to come for that part in you, right? In the New Testament, this is what Jesus was talking about. Satan comes, but he finds nothing in me, right? Okay. Let me go back. For I tell you truly, evils and dangers innumerable lie in wait for the sons of men. Beelzebub, the prince of all devils, the source of every evil, lies in wait in the body of all the sons of men. He is death, the Lord of every plague, and taking upon him a pleasing raiment, he tempts and entices the sons of men. Riches does he promise, and power, and splendid palaces, and garments of gold and silver, and a multitude of servants. All these he promises renown and glory, fornication and lustfulness, gluttony and wine-bibbing, riotous living and slothfulness and idle days. And he entices everyone by that to which their heart is most inclined. And in the day that the sons of men have already become the slaves of all these vanities and abominations, then in payment thereof he snatches from the sons of men all those things which the earthly mother gave them so abundantly. Right? Life and life more abundantly. If you allow Satan to come in and trip you up, he finds something inside of you, all the gifts that the earthly mother gives. The earthly mother is in complete unison with the Father, right? Since you hold it down right here, I got it up here in this realm, right? But you hold them down there, and she does a good job. Test it. That's something we can test here and now. Go to a plant-based diet. Watch Satan flee from you. Matter of fact, fasting. I know I talk about it a lot because I do my little fast. I'm getting better. I'm going to start doing some more longer ones. Listen, but it even talks about that, how even fasting can become imbalanced, right? So when I got to that part, I was like, oh, okay, well, let me slow my roll. Make sure I don't get imbalanced with that part, right? So I'm still doing my little small little fast and just making sure all things are staying balanced all the way, right? Because one mind be like, girl, if you just go ahead and fast 80 days on water, you go ahead and get rid of all the extra weight and stuff. Like, Pam, calm down. First of all, that's ridiculous. Don't do that. Just take it slow, right? So constantly, good angel, good angel, evil angel. Like, listen, both of y'all shut up. Let me just pay attention to what's going on. Let me just think. Both of y'all, shut up. I be doing it sometimes. Okay. And in the day that the sons of men have already become the slaves of all these vanities and abominations, then in payment thereof, he snatches from the sons of men all those things which the earthly mother gave them so abundantly. He takes from them their breath, their blood, their bone, their flesh, their bowels, their eyes, and their ears. Think about the diseases when you violate the laws of life, the laws of the earth. Your blood get dirty, right? Now you need blood transfusions. Your organs start acting up. It affects the colon cancer. You getting things chopped off and removed. You want to wear the doctors, right? And the earthly mother say, listen, just come talk to me. Let me tell you how to do this, right? He takes from them their breath, their blood, their bone, their flesh, their bowels, their eyes, and their ears. And the breath of the sons of man becomes short and stifled, full of pain and evil smelling, like the breath of unclean beasts. Halitosis. Boy, you got the breath of unclean beasts. And his blood becomes thick and evil smelling, like the water of the swamps. Hold on. I'm getting my breath back because I found myself up in here with my foolishness, eating sweets and stuff. Look, me standing here reading this is telling you the truth. I'm bearing witness, still be trying to catch my breath and stuff, right? Take away your breath, your eyes, your bowels, your flesh. I'm trying to bring it all back together. And his blood becomes thick and evil smelling, like the water of swamps. It clots and blackens like the night of death. And his bone becomes hard and knotted. It melts away within and breaks asunder as a stone falling down upon a rock. And his flesh waxes fat and watery, It rots and putrefies with scabs and boils that are an abomination. And his bowels become full with abominable filthiness, with oozing streams of decay, and multitudes of abominable worms have their habitation there. Have y'all watched Yaki? And I say Yaki because I think today, from what I've seen, he's the one that shows the best results and side effects of different people that come to him that he helped heal, right? He has changed, and I only know him via internet, like the World Wide Web, but to watch where he started and to watch him grow, and the more he gets into it, the Creator has truly taken him to higher heights to help us get free and to cleanse the body. He's not the only one, but I say the one from our generation, right? Y'all got to go check him out, right? He has proof of all these things, right? And he don't even, I'm sure he reads this, maybe. I don't know. I think he does. He knows about it. Because I heard him mention it a couple times. But there is actual real-time, our day-to-day proof of what this is saying, right? Listen. And his flesh waxes fat and watery. It rots and putrefies with scabs and boils that are an abomination, and his bowels become full with abominable filthiness, with oozing streams of decay, and multitudes of abominable worms have their habitation there, and his eyes grow dim till dark night enshrouds them, and his ears become stopped like the silence of the grave. And last of all shall the erring Son of Man lose life, for he kept not the laws of his mother and added sin to sin. That's what real sin is. People saying sin is or turning away from the Savior. I mean, I guess there's kind of truth in that if you understand a little bit more, right? Because you're saying that to somebody who's a novice. Oh, so if I don't accept Jesus, then no. That's probably said wrong, right? What he taught were laws of life. If you have everything in its entirety, or at least more of what we find in the New Testament, it's the laws of life that he spoke about, that if you turn away from those, you're going to find a very early grave, right? All right. Let's see. And last of all shall the erring Son of Man lose life, for he kept not the laws of his mother and added sin to sin. Therefore are all taken from him the gifts of the earthly mother, breath, blood, bone, flesh, bowels, eyes, ears, and after all else, life, with which the earthly mother crowned his body. Oh, boy. I need a different color highlighter for that. Listen, I gave you all this stuff, and then I animated it with the breath of life. This is so beautiful. But if the erring Son of Man be sorry, here's where it's hope for us, y'all. Listen, pay attention to this part. That's the good part. I mean, it's all good, but just listen. This is instruction on how to fix the shenanigans. Fritz, shalom. But if the erring Son of Man be sorry for his sins and undo them and return again to his earthly mother, and if he do his earthly mother's laws and free himself from Satan's clutches, resisting his temptations, then does the earthly mother receive again her erring son with love and sends him her angels that they may serve him. So a lot of people that go to the grave, they operating on half information, especially those who die loving Jesus Christ and praying for healing and stuff, right? They pray for healing nonstop. And I'm not going to say that that's wrong, right? But they're waiting for this supernatural type miracle to happen for them, when if they had the truth of what was actually being taught back in the day, and preachers and teachers taught it right, they would know that they got to add the works part to it. They really do. Now, there are some There, I'm not going to discount it, but it's very, very few and very far in between where you see like true miracles where something happens for somebody, where something miraculous happens. But most of the time, everybody else gonna get you gonna come get this progressive miracle so you can learn how you got sick in the first place. So once you're healed, you won't be there again. Because just think if the creator just healed them. You got your sugar high, diabetes, hypertension, all this. If he healed it, boom, take it away. You gonna have it again in about 2 weeks because you're still eating a fried chicken. You ain't changed your lifestyle or nothing. You're completely ignorant. So he leave you sick, right? And you just, I'm waiting on Jesus. He's gonna heal me. Says, come go to the gym with me. No, girl, it's too cold out there. Right? Bruh. Jesus ain't coming for you, right? And if you tell him that, they will get super offended with you and curse you out religiously and say, God bless you, right? I'm just like, I'm not going to say it. I ain't going to say it. All right, let me go back. But if the erring Son of Man be sorry for his sins and undo them and return again to his earthly mother, and if he do his earthly mother's laws and free himself from Satan's clutches, resisting temptations, then does the earthly mother receive again her erring son with love and sends him her angels that they may serve him. And I know this is using son, but it's talking about men and women, sons and daughters, right? I tell you truly, when the Son of Man resists the Satan that dwells in him and does not his will, in the same hour are found the mother's angels there, that they may serve him with all their power and free utterly the Son of Man from the power of Satan. For no man can serve two masters, for either he serves Beelzebub and his devils, or else he serves our earthly mother and her angels. Either he serves death or he serves life. I tell you truly, happy are those that do the laws of life and wander not upon the paths of death. For in them the forces of life wax strong, and they escape the plagues of death. And all those round about him listened to his words with amazement. For his word was with power, and he taught quite otherwise than the priests and scribes. And though the sun was now set, they departed not to their homes. They sat around about Jesus and asked him, Master, which of these are the laws of life? Rest with us a while longer and teach us. We will listen to your teaching that we may be healed and become righteous. And Jesus himself sat down in their midst and said, I tell you truly, none can be happy except he do the law. Right? Any of us been in church long enough, even transitioning from Christianity, even into the Hebrew roots in Torah and stuff, we have gravely misunderstood what obeying the law means. We have gravely misunderstood it to our own detriment and still dying, talking about it. Look, and Jesus himself sat down in their midst and said, I tell you truly, none can be happy except he do the law. And the others answered, we do all the laws of Moses, our lawgiver, even as they are written in the Holy Scriptures, right? Still doing it today. You gravely misunderstand what's happening here, what he's saying. Dana, hey girl, hey. I know, right? She said, it's trippy to hear you say Jesus. I know, I talked about that a little bit before we started this, right? I said, so just bear with me, y'all. Don't crucify me. I know. I didn't talk bad. I didn't talk bad about Jesus, and I said I'd never say the name again. But I'm just gonna read this like it is, right? Because of the wisdom in here. I know. Look, and the others answered, we all do the laws of Moses, our lawgiver, even as they are written in the Holy Scriptures. And Jesus answered, seek not the law in your scriptures, for listen to this. This was amazing. Listen to this. And Jesus said, seek not the law in your scriptures, for the law is life, whereas the scripture is dead. I tell you truly, Moses received not his laws from God in writing, but through the living word. The law is living word of living God to living prophets for living men. Listen to this. And we kind of get that half cocked in the Bible, right? It's half, they give it to you half cocked. The law is living word of living God to living prophets for living men. In everything that is life is the law written. You find it in the grass, in the tree, in the river, in the mountain, in the birds of heaven, in the fish of the sea, but seek it chiefly in yourselves. For I tell you truly, all living things are nearer to God than the scripture which is without life. Everybody that's fighting and go to the grave for the book and then be ready to take your life for setting it on fire. Like, bruh, this is not the law. You are the law. It lives in you, right? This is dead. It's dead. Like, why don't we still get that? God wrote not the laws in pages of books, but in your heart and in your spirit. They are in your breath, your blood, your bone, your flesh, your bowels, your eyes, your ears, and every little part of your body. They are present in the air, in the water, in the earth, in the plants, in the sunbeams, in the depths, and in the heights. They all speak to you that you may understand the tongue and the will of the living God. But you shut your eyes that you may not see, and you shut your ears that you may not hear. I tell you truly that the scripture is the work of man, but the life and all its hosts are the work of our God. Wherefore do you not listen to the words of God which are written in his works? And wherefore do you study the dead scriptures which are the work of the hands of men? How may we read these laws of God elsewhere than in the scriptures? Where are they written? Read them to us, and from where you see them. For we know nothing else but the scriptures which we have inherited from our forefathers. You have inherited lies from your forefathers. Didn't Jeremiah say that? We've inherited lies from our forefathers. I think all the prophets said that. We've inherited lies from our forefathers. Read them to us from where you see them, for we know nothing else but the scriptures which we have inherited from our forefathers. Tell us the laws of which you speak, that hearing them we may be healed and justified. Jesus said, you do not understand the words of life because you are in death. Darkness darkens your eyes, and your ears are stopped with deafness. For I tell you, it profits you not at all that you pore over dead scriptures, if by your deeds you deny him who has given you the scriptures. I tell you truly, God and his laws are not in that. I tell you truly, God and his laws are not in that which you do. They are not in gluttony and in wine bibbing, neither in riotous living, nor in lustfulness, nor in seeking after riches, nor yet in hatred of your enemies. For all these things are far from true God and from his angels. But all these things come from the kingdom of darkness and the Lord of all evils. And all these things do you carry in yourselves, and so the word and power of God enter not into you, because all manner of evil and all manner of abominations have their dwelling in your body and your spirit. If you will that the living God's word and his power may enter you, defile not your body and your spirit, for the body is the temple of the spirit, and the spirit is the temple of God. Purify therefore the temple, that the Lord of the temple may dwell therein and occupy a place that is worthy of him. I'm like, shouldn't all of that have been put into the New Testament, right? Where we at? An hour and 10 minutes. I'm thinking about my time today. If I want to just start this next piece right here, I'm gonna just read a little bit of it. Yeah, let me just read just a little bit of it, right? Let me read just a little bit of it. Okay. and from all temptations of your body and your spirit coming from Satan, withdraw beneath the shadow of God's heaven. Renew yourselves and fast. It's about to get into the little fasting piece. We ain't going to read all of it, but it's going to give you, we're just going to start it just a little bit. Listen. Renew yourselves and fast. For I tell you truly that Satan and his plagues may only be cast out by fasting and prayer. Even, we talked about this a lot, right? Even if you have an addiction, somebody asked me, somebody asked me how you get free from something. Even demonic possession, once you're aware of what has happened to you, you literally do have the power within yourself, right? Once you're aware and you want to be free, all you got to do is simply fast. You can fast from everything, right? Like if you have like a porn addiction, you're going to probably need to fast from food too, right? You're going to probably need to do a straight water fast, but fast from all those things that you allowed to go in, right? You need to fast your eyes. You need to fast your ears, fast your hands from their activities that they've been doing, right? You probably need to walk with them up at all times on your fast, right? And not just that, but fasting, water fasting is one of the quickest way to break addictions and heal the body. And depending on if you're on different types of medication, you may have to modify your fast just a little bit until you've been tapered off your different medications, which you should probably do it under the direction of a holistic doctor, somebody who understands medicine and somebody that understands herbs and can actually test you. Or you can, if you don't have a herbalist, just go to the doctor, let them know what you're doing, and they can test your levels and all those different things, right? But you're just going to have to take it slow. But fasting is one of the quickest ways to deliver you from just about everything, right? Renew yourselves and fast, for I tell you truly that Satan and his plagues may only be cast out by fasting and by prayer. Go by yourself and fast alone, and show your fasting to no man. The living God shall see it, and great shall be your reward. And fast till Beelzebub and all his evils depart from you, and the angels of our earthly mother come and serve you. Some of us just don't fast long enough, right? We just don't fast long enough. You may have to do it in short sprints, but just don't give up. And fast till Beelzebub and all his evils depart from you, and all the angels of our earthly mother come and serve you. For I tell you truly, except you fast, you shall never be freed from the power of Satan and all the diseases that come from Satan. Fast and pray fervently, seeking the powers of the living God for your healing. While you fast, eschew the sons of men and seek our earthly mother's angels, for he that seeks shall find. Seek the fresh air of the forest and of the fields, and there in the midst of them you shall find the angel of air. Put off your shoes and your clothing, and suffer the angel of air to embrace all your body. Then breathe long and deeply, that the angel of air may be brought within you. I tell you truly, the angel of air shall cast out of your body all uncleanliness which defile it without and within, and thus shall all evil smelling and unclean things rise out of you, as the smoke of fire curls upward and is lost in the sea of air. For I tell you truly, holy is the angel of air, who cleanses all that is unclean and makes all evil smelling things of a sweet odor. No man may come before the face of God whom the angel of air lets not pass. Truly, all must be born again by air and by truth. For your body breathes the air of the earthly mother, and your spirit breathes the truth of the heavenly Father. After the angel of air, seek the angel of water. Put off your shoes and your clothing, and suffer the angel of water to embrace all your body. Cast yourselves wholly into his enfolding arms. As often as you move the air with your breath, move with your body the water also. I tell you truly, the angel of water shall cast out of your body all uncleanliness which defiled it without and within, and all unclean and evil smelling things shall flow out of you, even as the uncleanness of garments washed in water flow away and are lost in the stream of the river. I tell you truly, holy is the angel of water who cleanses all that is unclean and makes all evil smelling things of a sweet odor. And you will notice when you do water fasts, even like the smaller ones, right? Your body will start deodorizing. It'll deodorize all the way when you stop putting meat in it, because it putrefies in your gut and you stinketh. Not just to us, but you stink to the spiritual realm too. They can smell you. We smelt you. We smelt you a mile away. And that's a true thing. It really is. Because I can smell spirits. I can. I really can. Like, I really can. Like, if there's not like an odor to you, I'm like, is that? I smell something. And so, no, they got on cologne. Nope. I smell something. And I try not to get all super spiritual and stuff, but I realize what it is now. You really can. You can smell spirits, whether they're body or disembodied. You can smell them if you develop yourself. You can. No man, hold on, let me read this last sentence again. We almost done, y'all. Yeah, we almost done. I tell you truly, holy is the angel of water who cleanses all that is unclean and makes all evil smelling things of a sweet odor. No man may come before the face of God whom the angel of water lets not pass. In very truth, all must be born again of water and of truth. For your body bathes in the river of life everlasting. For you receive your blood from our earthly mother and the truth from our heavenly Father. Think not that it is sufficient that the angel of water embrace you outwards only. For I tell you truly, the uncleanliness within is greater by much than the uncleanliness without. And he who cleanses himself without, but within remains unclean, is like to the tombs that outwards are painted fair, but within are full of all manner of horrible and uncleanliness and abominations. Or like the New Testament said, you are whitewashed tombs full of dead men's bones. Most people in Christianity don't even really know what that means. They recite it, they regurgitate it, but you really have no understanding of what was just said, right? You are full of dead men's bones. You stink without and within. I'll read that again. Think not that it is sufficient that the angel of water embrace you outwards only. I tell you truly, the uncleanliness within is greater by much than the uncleanliness without. And he who cleanses himself without, but within remains unclean, is like to tombs that outwards are painted fair, but are within full of all manner of horrible uncleanliness and abominations. So I tell you truly, suffer the angel of water to baptize you also within, that you may become free from all your past sins, and that within likewise you may become as pure as the river's foam sporting in the sunlight. I like that. That is amazing. So I tell you truly, suffer the angel of water to baptism takes on a whole another understanding now while y'all out there dipping people in the rivers of Jordan. You still full of dead men's bones. So I tell you truly, suffer the angel of water to baptize you also within, that you may become free from all your past sins, and that within likewise you may become as pure as the river's foam sporting in the sunlight. Let me see if I want to pause there. Hold on, make sure. Hold on. Oh, maybe we'll pause right here. It's still, hold on. Afterward. Okay, I want to keep the water part together. Okay, let me read this last part and then we'll pause right here because it's going to get into the angel of sunlight. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't leaving anything off of the angel of water. Okay. Seek therefore a large trailing gourd having a stalk the length of a man. Take out its inwards and fill it with water from the river which the sun has warmed. Hang it upon the branch of a tree and kneel upon the ground before the angel of water, and suffer the end of the stalk of the trailing gourd to enter your hinder parts, that the stalk, and suffer the end of the stalk of the trailing gourd to enter your hinder parts, that the water may flow through all your bowels. Afterwards, rest kneeling on the ground before the angel of water, and pray to the living God that he will forgive you all your past sins, and pray the angel of water that he will free your body from every uncleanliness and disease. Then let the water run out from your body, that it may carry away from within it all the uncleanliness and evil smelling things of Satan. Talking about you will need to give yourself an enema now, my G. Take the water within and push it in up in the other side too. Hold on to it for a minute and pray that the wait. Okay, hold on. Look, hold on, wait. I was about to say something stupid. Hold on, look. I ain't gonna say it, but listen, let me just read it over. Let me read it over, and I'll let you formulate it in your mind. Y'all ever giving yourself an enema? Most people give themselves an enema when they get constipated, right? Right? You take it. It's almost like a douche, like the women, they flush out the front end of themselves. You do it for the back end too, right? You take it, you squish it up in there to where as a douche, you just let it go in and it flow out freely. Up the backside, you shoot it all in and you hold on to it. You clench your cheeks tight, right? And just for a period of time, well, I'll say probably about 5 minutes, right? About 5 minutes. Some people, it just depends how constipated you are. They say hold it in about 30 minutes and just, let it expel, right? I mean, don't go to the bathroom, of course, sit on the toilet. But, and then it should begin to work and cleanse out the lower half of the bowels where things get all compacted and the other things can't flow freely through, right? A parasitic cleanse. There's a couple different ways, but if you have to use the bottle and the water or whatever, it's like a saline mixture. But it'll help you do that. But this is what this is talking about, right? You don't have to necessarily get a stick today to do this. They figured out a better way to do it. Just order from Amazon. Order one from Amazon if you don't want to walk in a store and walk up to the counter with it. You can keep Amazon helps you keep your dignity. It's gonna come in an Amazon box. Ain't nobody gonna know what you got in that box. Listen. Seek therefore a large trailing gourd, having a stalk the length of a man. Take out its inwards and fill it with the water from the river which the sun has warmed. Hang it upon the branch of a tree and kneel upon the ground before the angel of water, and suffer the end of the stalk of the trailing gourd to enter your hinder parts. Can you imagine walking up on somebody doing this back in the day? Bruh, thank you for the privacy of our own homes and the bathroom door, right? Hang it upon the branch of a tree and kneel upon the ground before the angel of water, and suffer the end of the stalk of a trailing gourd to enter your hinder parts, that the water may flow through all your bowels. Afterwards, rest kneeling on the ground before the angel of water, and pray to the living God that he will forgive you. I keep thinking about what I was about to say. Afterwards, rest kneeling on the ground before the angel of water, and pray to the living God that he will forgive you all your past sins, and pray the angel of water that he will free your body from every uncleanliness and disease. Then let the water run from out your body, that it may carry away from within it all the unclean and evil smelling things of Satan. And you shall see with your eyes and smell with your nose all the abominations and uncleanlinesses which defile the temple of your body, even all the sins which abode in your body, tormenting you with all manners of pains, parasites, worms, all that stuff you will see come out. Nowadays, if you get up and look, you will see it flow in the toilet, right? I tell you truly, baptism with water frees you from all these. Renew your baptizing with water on every day of your fast till the day when you see that the water which flows out of you is as pure as the river's foam. Then betake your body to the coursing river, and there, in the arms of the angel of water, render thanks to the living God that he has freed you from your sins. And this holy baptizing by the angel of water is rebirth unto new life. For your eyes shall henceforth see, and your ears shall hear. Sin no more, therefore, after your baptism, that the angels of air and water may eternally abide in you and serve you forevermore. And that is where we're going to pause at today. It's going to pick back up with the angel of sunlight tomorrow. Y'all can read ahead if you want to. This is really, really good. I didn't listen to it a couple times. Excuse me. On YouTube, but it's really, really good, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed the reading for today. I certainly have. 11. I saw y'all making comments and stuff. I'm gonna look up in a second. Hold on. All right, y'all. What? That's gross. Hold on. Hold on. I was reading Freeborn's comment about totems. Totems come with a poem for each tribe. Mine is the heart, but it's actually water. We are Levites. The Leviathan is the most powerful thing created. Its power is in the water. I don't disagree with that. With what I know a little bit about Leviathan. That was before Dana said it's trippy to hear you say the name Jesus. Okay. So we take the most powerful thing in the body, which is heart, as is in the water of life, your blood. Okay. I'm probably reading that too fast to even understand what you was just saying. It's making even more, Elijah said, it's making even more sense with the information in Owaspy and many other spiritual books. It really does. Elijah, yes, meditation and fasting and eating healthy with fruits and vegetables cleanse and renew you. Which is why, like, even if you're not even on a spiritual journey, you'll realize by doing this that you will be put upon a spiritual journey. It's impossible to ignore it. Like, your spirit literally comes alive. Like sleeping, you literally bring it online, right? Or you uncover all the crap that it's been covered up with, right? So it's amazing. Donnie said the meat sweats. That's a Shogun. That's gross. That's gross. I don't even know if I want to repeat it. He called the enema a boo-boo oil change. He said, not boo-boo oil change. Don, I all of a sudden got to go to the bathroom. Don, like, back in the day, somebody walked up on you. I think you probably said that when I said, can y'all imagine somebody walking up on you in the woods while you doing that? She said, hold on, my G, can you get out of here? I'm doing a booty cleanse. Thank God for doers. Let go and let God. You know what, Donnie? I heard people doing coffee enemas. I hadn't even looked it up. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you ain't expelling nothing but fecal matter out of there anyway. I mean, so I don't know. You know, somebody, when I was looking up enemas before, you know, somebody actually asked, okay, so I guess they were trying to be educated. They said, if you want to make like a homemade enema or whatever, what can you use? And they recommend that you didn't use just like regular water, but they recommend you just actually go buy you one with the saline, with the proper mixture. You know, somebody asked, I mean, I guess it was a good question, right? Because we realized during the oil spill and stuff how Dawn cleanses everything. Somebody asked, could I do an enema with Dawn dish soap? They said, now we don't recommend that you use any over-the-counter commercial products to put inside your body. I was like, but it was a good question though, right? If Dawn, it's promoted that Dawn can clean anything, even oil off of animals that's been trapped in the oil spill, surely it can cleanse the dirty oil that come from your backside, right? I thought it was hilarious, but I thought it was a good question. Yeah, you bypass your father to come ask me. Go ask your father. Go ask your father. It is. It's a good question. Okay. Jiffy Lube. I got to put that in the title today. I don't know that I'm gonna use a boo-boo oil change just because I don't know. I do have a little bit of tact. But it's gonna be something good. It's gonna be something good. People swear by the coffee enema. I don't know. I mean, I guess, okay. I mean, I don't know. I think I probably, and listen, believe it or not, I've never, like, this probably TMI anyway, I've never done one, right? I've never had to do one because, like, I'll fast. Like, when you water fast, and I've seen some, I don't know what people be doing, though. Like, if you follow, I followed the directions from, Dr. Lauren Lockman when I do my fast, right? And even with Healthy Alternative, they got different ways. People come in with different ways you can fast, but they promote water fasting. And people come in, well, what about your minerals and all of this stuff? Should you add this and that to it? Even like the snake diet, which is just water with the minerals and stuff in it, right? You can do it that way, but you can also do it with straight water. Talking about ingesting it through the mouth, water fasting. Doing it that way, your body is not having to worry about anything, because if you're ingesting anything during a water fast other than pure clean water, it is not a water fast, and the body reacts a different way when you do it. Whether you're doing the snake juice fast, which is water, potassium, sodium, and what's the third one? Hold on. What is it? Magnesium, sodium, and potassium, right? I got some. My son uses them too when he work out, but it's good. It hydrates the body. It hydrates the cells. And what it will do, it will kill the hunger. It'll kill the hunger. And you can find yourself doing a water fast a lot long if you're giving your body what it needs. And a lot of time, the food is simply a delightful way of giving your body the nutrients that it needs, right? So you can eat the fruit or whatever. It's not really the fruit. It's the sodium, the magnesium, and the potassium and the water that the body is giving. Your body is literally like a juicer, right? But creators just made it. He made it to be enjoyable, right? So that's all about. Our body is doing what a juicer does. It juices, you chew it up, you grind it, it runs it through, pulls all the nutrients and stuff out of it, and it dispels everything. We are literally human juicers. So which is why when you juice, you just kind of bypass, in the way you do, you bypass the digestive system and so it's not having to constantly work to break down the food and press stuff out, which causes your healing to speed up a lot faster. But it speeds up even a whole lot faster when you can just do just straight water, because when just straight water is passing through your body, it it'll help the digestive system heal, but it's not going to trigger the body to work in any kind of way other than in healing mode, right? So that's why you get like fresh water. It can be distilled spring water, whatever kind, right? Just run the clean water through, and that's an indication that it alerts the body, okay, we can go into actual healing mode now, right? And what'll happen is, whatever, the body is smart, whatever the body deems the most important thing to heal first, it will begin to heal that first, right? So if you have a broken leg, which is trauma, believe it or not, a water fast will attend to the broken leg first. You can have all of the stuff happening, but it will smartly attend to the broken leg first. And I've seen a couple things, even if you look up Dr. Lauren Lockman, he has quite a few stories about it. And even when he broke his hand, I think he broke his hand, and I think he broke his leg, and he went into a water fast. And his doctors, he has proof. He's a doctor himself, but he has documented proof, and the doctors were amazed. And every time something like that happened to him, he fell off a ladder, and I think he fell down the stairs or something. And one time working, I think he cut his hand really, really bad, but he knew enough already to just stop eating, taking anything, juices, anything, and just drink straight water, right? And it was amazing. You got to listen to him tell the stories or whatever, but that's what water does. And this is what this is talking about. This is what will happen. The angel of water will show up and show out for you. Not just the angel of water, the angel of air, the angel of sunlight. When we get to the angel of peace, right? They like, soon as you're ready, sis, we ready. You just kick out Beelzebub and all his demons. We coming for you. The earth and mother got us on standby. You just gotta call us. How do you call us? Just stop going that route. Turn and look at us, and we know you're ready, right? Seriously. All right, beautiful people. Snake juice. Yeah, they call it the snake diet. They call it snake juice. Let me tell you why. People are like, oh no, that's of the devil. He calls it snake juice because of how, and the snake, it's literally, it's this little powder you put in water. It's literally electrolytes, right? But he calls it snake juice. I told the story before. You can go look him up. He calls it snake juice because of the whole how snakes move and find their food, right? So that's why he used it, just to kind of make it sure it's the way, because they can go days without they can even go weeks without eating, and they'll use the nutrition from their last meal or their last feeding or whatever, and it'll take them for weeks, right? And so he just kind of used it as an analogy. It's the same thing. He said, and it's really just the electrolytes of what our body needs. And he cursed like a sailor, and he's super obnoxious, but he speaks truth. If you can listen, I don't know. He cursed like every 2 words. I kid you not. I kid you not. But his audience is the people who have completely lost control. And he does it, I think, in an uncouth manner, but that's what some people need. And some people, he ain't everybody's cup of tea. He's really not. But he teaches some good sound principles. He really does. But it's really to those who are extremely, extremely overweight and who have felt like they have completely lost control of their lives, right? So he talked to him. He just kind of want to, I don't know. I think it weighs on the psyche, because he be like, listen, you fat pig. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, who can take this kind of mental abuse? But it helps some people. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe because sometimes you're like your own worst critic. Like, just quit the crap. You talk to yourself or whatever. I don't know. It works for some people. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I listened to him for a little bit to pull some of his principles out, but then he just gave me a headache, and he disrupted the flow of my sha-na-na. So I had to stop listening to him. But I learned a lot from him. I was able to separate all the screaming and stuff from what he was saying, and was able to go look up some stuff. But yeah, all this is snake juice. Even the name is crazy or whatever, but I understand it now, so it don't trigger me. But it's really just electrolytes you put in your water, what the body operates and thrives on. If it's well hydrated, you'll find all of this in your fruits and mostly your fruits, but your vegetables are more like cleansing herbs or whatever, but in your fruits, because by nature we are frugivores for real, right? Although we can eat whatever we want to eat, but those are sins, and your body gonna quickly tell you that these are sins. You shouldn't be eating this. And although we can, and people do, and you feel good eating it, well, I'm going to the grave anyway. Might as well go to the grave eating whatever I want to eat. Well, okay. Well, you enjoy the ride, right? But it really gives your body what it needs, which is why you can fast long doing this. But I realize it's not just this. You really got to get over this, because even when you fast long, if you haven't tamed this, and that's the area where I'm at. I'm like, doggone it, I ain't hungry for real, but I want to eat something. It's this. I'm still trying to get control over all the way, right? You know, so I say this year, because I'm about to be 44 years old, right? About to be 44. I'm like, this is the last year of foolishness. Like 43 is the last year of foolishness. Like, seriously, Pam, you got to get this crap together, right? We're going to tame this thing up here, right? So, but yeah, that's what this is, snake juice. But anyway, dreadful Cosmine, shalom, shalom. Okay, yeah, right. Donnie Owaspi teaches us to master the elements, right? And shucks, before we can master the elements outside of us, we got to learn how to master the elements on the inside of us, right? But this is good. Essene Gospel of Peace will help us if we take it and we apply its principles. It will begin to teach us how to master the elements, which first begins with mastering ourselves, mastering this, mastering what we put in here, how we meditate, how we eat, everything, right? But it all goes together. Snake juice, $40 on Amazon. Yep. It's about that, unless you got Amazon Prime. And then you can get a little bit of a discount on it, so. But it's good. When you get it, let me show you. I think I showed you before. Don't take this and pour it in a water bottle, y'all. It's going to be an uneven mixture. And it tells you how to do it. I think it's like, put it in 16. You add it to 500 milliliters of filtered water, right? Some people, they'll just put it, they was like, oh, it's too salty. I was like, you didn't read the directions, did you? Yeah, this is not a Kool-Aid packet or Crystal Light. You don't do that, right? Here's what I use. Let me show you. Oh, I put it in the refrigerator to dry. Hold on. I just mixed up some more yesterday. I use this, right? This is 2 liters. I know it says use 500, but I'm just like, and he tells you can adjust it to your taste, and the minerals and all that stuff will still be there if you consume it all. But some people, they like it a little more dense. I can't do all that. I can't. It's nasty. It tastes like salt water. But if you put it shouldn't taste like salt water. It should just taste like I have the alkaline 88 water, right? If you adjust it the correct way, you put enough water in it, it tastes just like the alkaline 88 water, right? And it's not like, I'm sorry, is it 88 or 8.8? One of them, the alkaline 8.8 or 88 water, right? It shouldn't taste nasty or too salty or whatever. It should just taste like some good water. It really should. But you can probably tell I don't say it has a different taste. It's refreshing to me. It don't have a different taste, but you can taste. Waters have different tastes, right? Depending on the alkalinity or whatever they got in it. But this is I mix 1 packet in 2 liters of water, right? And I have the measuring units on the side here, so I know I pour the packet in and I fill it up with the water from my refrigerator because it's filtered. I just put it in the refrigerator and I just drank on it all day. Jamal probably drank more of it than I do, because when he working out, he'll come fill up his big bottle of stuff. I'm like, you better make me another batch and buy your own box of snake juice. And so he got his own too, and he find this really good to hydrate because he's lifting weights. And it's really good. He said this is amazing. It helps him to recover a lot faster because what's in it, it gives your body what it needs to grow and to repair itself, like the sodium, magnesium, and potassium, right? And that's what it is. It hydrates the cells. So yeah, so check it out. They got all different kind of ones. I've tried a couple different ones. I think this is really, really good. You know, they may have some better, but so far the ones I've tried, this is probably like the best one. Jeremiah says it's like the best one too, because he's tried a couple of them. But it's electrolyte supplement powder, and you can make it. You can make your own, and he actually has a video and teach you how to get the organic ingredients and make it yourself. I ain't doing all that. Where can I purchase the packets? I'm already strapped for time. So, but yeah, so that's it. So go on get y'all some if whatever. You don't have to, but I'm just saying it's a little bit of education on this, right? All right, y'all, that is it for today. It is Thursday, February the 16th, 2023, day 335 of year 4 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count. Day 1,354 in the Romance of the Red Star. We started reading Book of Essene, and we read pages 45 through 47. And we started today also reading the Essene Gospel of Peace. And we read from pages 1 to page 11. And we're going to pick it right back up with the Angel of Sunlight tomorrow. So yeah, so I hope y'all enjoyed the reading for today. Hold on, let me go back because I didn't write it down. Hold on. But I didn't write it down in my book, but I typed it. Okay. Oh, Father, I thank you. We thank you that not only are you the one that our soul loves, but you have always truly been our first love, right? He prepared everything for us before we even entered here, right? We got a mother that cares for us. We got 2 mothers, a mother from the womb, our fleshly mother. We have the earthly mother. Everything is prepared when he sent us in here, right? But we violate the principles and rules and stuff. We get everything all discombobulated, and we don't know our right hand from our left, right? We the ones that get here and screw up stuff. But anyway, Father, we just thank you because you have always truly loved us, and your love has always been amazing. All right, beautiful people. I love y'all. That's it for today. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.